Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. The new Nvidia RTX 5000 series is here, promising incredible performance. But underneath all that raw power, some serious questions are popping up, particularly around something called hotspots and driver stability. So, are these issues a deal breaker? Let's dive in. First up, the hotspot issue. When we talk about hotspots on these 5000 series cards, we're not necessarily talking about the main GPU chip itself. Instead, it's about localized areas on the back of the circuit board, specifically around the power delivery components, things like your VRMs, FETs, and coils. We've seen reports, notably from Igor's lab, showing temperatures in these tiny areas hitting anywhere from a concerning 80 degrees Celsius to even over 100 degrees Celsius. This can happen even when the GPU core itself is running perfectly cool, say at 60 to 70 degrees. So why does this matter? Well, consistently high temperatures, especially above 80–90 degrees C, can accelerate component degradation through something called electromigration. This means a potentially reduced lifespan for your expensive new GPU, performance degradation over time, or an increased risk of outright failure down the line. The root cause seems to be a design oversight. The coolers aren't always making optimal contact or dissipating heat effectively from these specific points, particularly on the back of the card. But the good news is, sometimes simple fixes like better thermal pad placement can dramatically drop these hotspot temps. Now, let's look at a specific card, the MSI Gaming Trio 5070 Ti. This is a popular choice, and generally, MSI's Gaming Trio coolers are excellent. For the main GPU core and VRAM, the Gaming Trio 5070 Ti is fantastic. Reviews show it consistently stays in the low to mid 60s Celsius under heavy gaming loads. That's super cool. But what about our hotspots? Even on the Gaming Trio, some reports indicate that those PCB hotspots can still reach into the 80s Celsius. MSI does include thermal pads on the backplate aiming to cool these areas, but the placement might not always be perfectly optimized. So while it's much better than some others, the hotspot challenge isn't entirely gone. Still, for most users, it's a very solid choice. Next up, the Palit RTX 5080. Palit cards often represent great value, being a bit more affordable than the absolute top-tier models from ASUS or MSI. And when it comes to cooling the core GPU and VRAM, Palit's GameRock and Gaming Pro models really deliver. We're talking low to mid-60s Celsius, just like the best of them. So for the core, it's definitely cold enough. However, that hotspot concern resurfaces. Igor's lab, for example, found temperatures around 80.5 degrees Celsius on the power delivery section of a Palit Gaming Pro OC 5080. Again, a simple thermal pad adjustment brought that down significantly. So, if you're looking for value, Palit is strong. But be aware that you might want to consider a minor DIY tweak for long-term peace of mind on those specific hotspots. Now, let's talk about something that's perhaps caused even more headaches than hotspots: Nvidia's drivers for the 5000 series. Since launch, there have been widespread reports of instability. We're talking blue screens of death, often pointing to nvlddmkm errors, random freezes, black screens during gaming, or even just on the desktop, and frustrating display issues. What's been going on? Some theories point to initial instability with PCIe Gen 5.0 compatibility on certain motherboards. A common workaround was forcing your GPU's PCI slot to Gen 4.0 in your BIOS. Even DisplayPort cable quality was cited as a potential culprit. Nvidia has been releasing frequent hotfix drivers, and things are slowly improving. But it's not yet the rock-solid experience many expect from Nvidia. My advice? Be prepared for a bit of troubleshooting, check community forums for the most stable driver versions, and maybe even tweak your BIOS settings if you hit a wall. Finally, let's talk about putting these beasts into your PC, especially a mid-tower case. The MSI Gaming Trio 5070 Ti, for example, is a long card, over 33 centimeters, and it's a 2.5 slot design. This means it physically blocks the next two PCIe slots below it. If you want to add something like a capture card or any other PCIe expansion card right next to your GPU, you need to be careful. Why? Because a card sitting too close can directly block the GPU's intake fans. This restricts airflow, creates turbulence, and can trap hot air, leading to higher GPU temperatures. While it won't necessarily break anything immediately, it can reduce your GPU's performance or lifespan by making it run hotter than it should. So, my tips for building: check your motherboard layout, see if there's enough space. Use a slimmer add-in card if possible. Optimize case airflow with good intake and exhaust fans, and clean cable management. Always monitor your temps after adding new components. And if space is just too tight, an external USB solution completely bypasses internal airflow concerns. The Nvidia RTX 5000 series offers incredible power, but it's not without its quirks. Those hotspots are a real thing, though often manageable with a good custom cooler or even a simple DIY mod. And while driver stability is improving, it's still a work in progress. The key takeaway? Do your research, understand the potential challenges, and plan your build smart. It's a powerful generation, but being informed is your best tool for a smooth experience. What are your thoughts on the RTX 5000 series? Have you experienced any of these issues? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tech insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.